Hey, all, and welcome back to the Double Player Podcast. It's Sam here with my co-host.
Banana.
Excited as always. And we're here to discuss Shadow of War. And Shadow of War is the second game to Shadow of Mordor. That one was the first one. We covered it in the last episode. We didn't really go into too many spoilers for the story, just kind of talked about just how it played and everything. But in this one, we are going to talk about it. So if you didn't want to watch that, you'll kind of know what's going on in Shadow of War. So we didn't really care for the story, right, Banana, in Shadow of Mordor?
No, it's pretty boring. And also, there's only 20 missions.
Yeah.
Weak part of the
So
game. It was the weakest part of the game, man.
that's for sure, yeah. It was just kind of slow as well. You did a lot of following missions, so it was like, ugh. And there was no characters, so that was our biggest problem with
There's
the story
only
there.
like three characters: old lady, hunter, dwarf, and I can't remember the
Rat
other one.
bag.
Yeah, right back. Let's go.
Rat bag. But yeah, this one, it's a vast improvement story-wise. They really fleshed it out, and we're definitely just gonna go over a lot of that. Um, but yeah, we're just hopping on Shadow of War, and we're gonna do this in two parts. This one's gonna cover Act 1 and Act 2, and then the next one will cover Act 3, and then what's known as the epilogue of the story. It's not known as Act 4, but it is basically just an Act 4 to get the ending. And yeah, so we're gonna just hit Act 1 real quick. So Act 1's the beginning, and it starts the story off. You're still in Mordor, obviously, and you're working to craft the ring of, like, the new ring that is kind of mentioned at the very end of Shadow of Mordor. And it's basically like Celebrimbor wants to use it to,
Yeah,
fight Sauron.
the game picks up right after the last.
Yeah, it's nice like that. You don't really have to fill in any of the blanks or anything. It's just one big scene, and they end up getting split off, Celebrimbor and Talion. So you kind of start the game off very basic. It's kind of annoying because like you lose all your abilities, but they have to make a new game. I don't I don't really think that's a big critique on gameplay wise.
Yeah, it feels like the same engine though. Definitely.
Yeah, not a lot of changes there, and you need to find the ring and also like reunite with Celebrimbor, um, just so you don't die.
Yeah.
Although, so like you start the game even without the bow because you don't have Celebrimbor, so it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But
That was a very weird difference is how the game starts off kind of very bare bones.
yeah, I
And
was scared we wouldn't get the bow back.
me too. I was scared of it.
That would have been terrible. And then you kind of hop in. You don't get the ring back for quite a while in Act One,
Oh yeah.
because the spider lady has it. I don't. Let me find her name real quick.
You mean
I
the
honestly
like
don't
the
know.
tree lady?
No, 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 no. The spider lady who like shows Talion the future. She shows him basically like prophecies.
Oh yeah, I know who you're
Um,
talking about actually.
yeah, of like what's gonna happen and everything. And Shelob, right? Because you do the Shelob memories. Those suck. And she's actually, her backstory, she was an ally of Sauron before she was forced into the mountains, and now she wants to basically help you take it back, but she wants to keep the ring for herself because it's, super powerful. I mean, who wants to give that up? And she also wants to help you out, showing you basically what you need to do at the beginning to put yourself on a better track to beat Sauron. So the first memory, it shows like Talion getting killed. So you have to go beat this guy so he can't kill you, right? And
Yeah.
so that was pretty cool.
You should also mention how the beginning is the city being attacked and whatnot.
Yeah, right. That's kind of the setting of it. You meet two new characters who don't really get fleshed out. Um, but they're not really important because they're just to the city who end up losing the city anyway. So basically, one of the big characters, he's like the captain of the whole city, and he's the father of the girl you kind of work with during the battles. And he ends up betraying it. Shelob shows Talion that memory. It's just it's pretty cool in the story how like they're not afraid to just like fuck shit up.
Yeah, well, they're not afraid to be different from the actual Lord of the Rings plot, which
Yeah, definitely, because
they do whatever the fuck they want. Well,
because there's not a lot of like humans that work with the orcs like that.
yeah. Um,
Like in Lord of the Rings, or orcs are just kind of on their own. Everyone kind of wants to kill him, but this guy, he gives up the city and the I think it's called the Pitlar. Let me check. It's the orb that would like allow Sauron to basically see everything. He trades that so that his daughter doesn't get killed, but they don't really hold that. She doesn't die in Act 1, but he's like, well, his Nazgul minions, he's okay with killing him. He was just like, I won't kill him, which, goofy thing.
yeah. This is all before the ring we ever even have a ring, by the way. Like, this is before you get your, like, big fucking powers in the game.
Yeah, because Shelob has it.
Yeah.
Just, which is cool. And then we just kind of move down the ranks. You fight the Nazgul, which are like, Sauron ghost, his ghost minions, pretty much. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was a very lackluster battle.
It was a bad battle. I know what you're talking about. And it was just like, what the fuck?
I remember telling you, because literally they do 2 attacks, and there's 5 of them. So I think that's probably why it's really lackluster.
So, did you do that at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Like, the very beginning?
Yes.
That's kind of weird because I didn't do that at the very beginning. I had to go to, well, I don't know. This is kind of a little bit further, but you eventually there's different areas in the game, and you're gonna have to move around to a bunch of different places in the game. Like, what would you call the areas? Do they have a name to them?
They're just like different cities.
Yeah, there's
Different regions that have outposts
different
and like
territories
capitals.
for orcs and humans. Well, there's really only one human territory, I think, right?
Yeah, one's like the wilderness and the others are like orc bases.
Yeah. I had to go to the like orc like like place. I was like right next to the city.
Oh, so you like left the city as soon as you could.
Like after 4 quests. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I stayed and pretty much beat the whole thing, and then I think there was like one mission I had to go back and do. But yeah, I did that at the very beginning. Like when you hold the gate and you have to hold it for like 2 minutes, I just went back to back to that one and then to the Nazgul one. And it was just, it sucked because the 2 attacks they basically do is one of them's blockable and the other they shoot a projectile that you just have to dodge. And you just kind of click block 5 times and then beat the shit out of one, and then click block 5 times, beat the shit out of one, kill one, and you just have to kill all 5 just like that. It's really boring.
Yeah.
Because like you can't even really hit them with arrows.
Yeah, they're fucking retarded. Because they strike you and they when they all strike you at once, you just block them and you start beating one down. They have so much health. It's not even.
Yeah, really not designed well. But luckily, it's not a long battle. Like I think, especially because I was probably like under it. Like you probably shit on them pretty quick. But it took me probably like 5-10 minutes. It's not like the worst thing. Yeah, because I didn't do any damage at that point. Because in this game, you actually get different weapons, and you put gems that kind of act like runes on it. They put more depth into the system. Just like the whole game just has more depth, actually. You actually have to get new weapons. So Banana probably had like way better weapons than I did when I fought them.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's kind of the thing for me in this game is I was over leveled as fuck. That goes into a lot of the gameplay. Do you want to kind of move over there, or do you want to like keep explaining the story?
Yeah, let's just talk about gameplay on Act 1. We got the story down there. They built a ring, lost it to Shelob. Now they're losing the city.
Yeah, and then they retreat like bitches. But
Yeah.
it's okay.
So gameplay wise, it starts off pretty much the same, besides like you're underpowered now. You lost all your shit, so you just gotta gain skill points again, and you gotta get new weapons, but you're just fighting commanders and just normal orcs, and then I think you fight a war chief pretty early. I think it is in
Yeah,
Act
you
One.
get to the war chiefs pretty early. It's not the whole army system is not like hyped up like it is in Shadow of Mordor because there's so much to it, I think. So they just kind of like
Yeah,
explain it to you pretty quick because most people
because
who
like
play Shadow of War, I think, play Shadow of Mordor, So
yeah, I would think so. Especially like the length they came apart. Um, yeah. So and you get the weapons dropped from commanders. You can get it on some quests, but it's not too often. And when you kill one, you get, based on the rarity of the commander, there's like legendary epics and then just regular ones. So if you kill a legendary, you get a legendary drop. And they all have levels to them. I think they go up to like 80. I think I heard that was like patched in. I think originally when it released, you went up to 60, but now it goes up to like 80. But like you just start
really,
getting,
wait,
yeah, you start getting gear around your
what
level.
level is your gear?
It's probably like 40. I don't really have level 50 gear because I'm barely level 50.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I don't have gear like that.
well, yeah, because I'm pretty much done with the game. But that's besides the point. We can talk about that next episode. So Act One's really simple. You're basically in Act One. You basically play all of Shadow of Mordor. Like not story wise, but gameplay. Like you basically just get everything you had in Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, but some things takes a while to unlock. There's oh yeah, well could explain the skill tree too.
Yeah, skill tree. It has what, 6 paths. They're just
Uh,
linear paths though.
I can actually like
It
just
goes like
check.
combat, range, stealth, story, and then riding. Is that just five then? I think five. And basically each one has like a main point. So they each have like 6 main points that you pick that stay forever. Like you don't trade them out. But then each main one has 3 separate ones that you can only use one at a time. And it's kind of, I didn't like it to begin with, but I can see it being done for balancing and for like mixing and matching. It makes sense, but some of them it doesn't really work. Like the one I had gripes with early was it was on story, so you just got the main point for free, and then it allowed you to pick one of the three, and you could either pick to dominate, just like in Shadow of Mordor, to put them on your side, or you could pick to when you drain with E, you basically hold drain to, you know, drain them.
Yeah.
You would get 2 elf shot back, or you would replenish elf shot. I don't remember if it was a set amount. And it's like, why are those like on the same one? Because getting elf shot back, you need it, but like you also have to dominate a ton in the game. So it's like, I once I got the dominate one, I never got it back off, which was annoying. It's like you have to use it pretty much. So it doesn't really give you an
Yeah,
option there. But
that
some of
is
them, it's like when you do a move, it either does flame, poison, or frost, which is like, okay, yeah, that makes sense to switch those in and out.
yeah, you can do like what is that called, the Elven Light move where you hit R, and it does pretty much it does like an area of effect move, and you can make that fire or freeze or poison, and
Yeah, so like
things
that's
like
cool.
that. Yeah, that's cool, but like some of the upgrades for like just straight up like game mechanics where it's not gonna like add a special power, uh they're kind of flawed in my opinion because most of the time what it'll be is just one skill is just kind of objectively better than the other two, so like there's no reason to use the other ones.
Yeah, and it's also like you'll learn to use one because they all unlock at different times too. The 3 side ones, they don't even all unlock when you unlock the main ones. So like
Yeah,
you'll use one, but then you won't want to switch because you don't know how to use it. So you'll just stay using the one you're using.
yeah, and
It's
also
kind
I
of silly.
mean the grind in this game is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, so like you're grinding for gear, gems that boost your gear, and skill points, and also just the Shadow Mortar grind for commanders,
Yeah.
to help you fight. Um, and then, yeah, that's really all there is in Act One. It's pretty fun, simple. Um, let's talk about the difficulty.
The
So you
difficulty.
you you take it away with how you.
Okay, so we started this game. We're like, fuck, let's just play on the hardest difficulties, and I'm the type of person I don't like playing hard games, but whenever I have a difficulty setting in front of me, I usually like to just pick the hardest, 'cause like why not? You know, like you can always lower it, but like try to just try it if you can, you know. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Especially because how easy Shadow of Mordor was.
yeah, I figured it wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, because we played Shadow of Mordor and I understood that combat. So and that's the thing with both these games. You know, the combat system is very kind of simple, and so get it down after like the first hour of playing or first like hour and a half. But the difficulty settings are called if I can go look at them real quick.
It
Brutal.
starts, the highest is Gravewalker.
So yeah, Gravewalker is the most difficult. The
I didn't
description
use
reads:
that,
the
Banana
ultimate
did.
test of your skills. All enemies strike faster, deal more damage, and take more punishment. Grunts are far more formidable, and you have no last chances. Death will
And
be
last
frequent.
chance is huge. Like, it's a whole game mechanic that when you
It
die, you have
is.
like a timed event to hit this in time to basically like fight off the enemy and you regain some health.
Yeah, so when an enemy, just kills you, when you
Like a
lose all your
final
health,
blow.
yeah, and you're on your knees, there's a moment where the game kind of registers if an enemy's next to you and he can do a final blow to you. But if you have a last chance, pretty much it's just a, what's it called, a quick time event? Yeah, and you
Yeah, I
just
think
hit it
so.
at the right time and it saves you. That's all. That's really all it is. But in
Yeah,
Gravewalker, you don't get that shit.
you just
And
die.
in well, there's a higher difficulty, or it's not a high difficulty, but it's just like one below it that it offers called Brutal, and it reads: enemies are fast, intelligent, and lethal as on Gravewalker, but your damage is greatly increased, and your might and wraith meters fill faster, allowing you to use more special moves. You have one last chance by default, so you get a last chance in Brutal. So it's like it's
It's
Gravewalker.
definitely easier.
Yeah, it's Gravewalker, but for the people who just want to have fun, a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
so Banana started on Gravewalker, I started on Brutal. You got off Gravewalker and got on Brutal, and I ended up in Act 2, I got off Brutal and got just on normal.
well, Gravewalker wasn't fun. Like, you literally die in one hit, or like two hits. It's
Yeah.
dumb, and
Yeah, I know
they're
how it
not
is
called
because it plays
berserkers
like
in this
Brutal.
game, but they're called savages. The people with axes, and
God.
you hit them, they just fucking headbutt you back. Uh, it's
You have to like either stun them or just shoot them with the bow. And when you're not getting a lot of arrows and it's hard to stun them when there's like 10 enemies also that you're locking onto, it can be rough. Like you'll just hit them on accident and then they'll headbutt you and then somebody else will hit you. And they also introduced a new like mini orc called a hunter that's like an archer but throws a spear. I would say faster, and it's like they're on the ground, so they'll throw it through orcs. You couldn't even see it coming, and like
yes.
those two combined are just hell.
Man, it's so bad. The range attacks in this game, that's something we gotta talk about. So the combat, like the combat, we're not gonna discuss it too much because it is literally the same as Shadow of
Yeah,
Mordor.
you can just
It's
counter.
that it's Shadow of Mordor, but like polished in my opinion. Uh,
Air.
yeah, it's just that's all it is. And
The
they
range just
introduced
feels
like
like it's
perfect
buffed.
counters and stuff, like new shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. The ground combat's fine. It just gets into like the range stuff that's hard.
Yeah. Well, something I was gonna say was there's a huge problem with this game with the invincibility frames and whatnot, and that goes into the
Yeah,
range
like
attacks.
animations and stuff. Cause rolling, you're pretty much invincible the whole time. Rolling is great.
Yeah,
But you'll do like an execution and you'll do a whole animation and you're invincible in the animation, but the animation will stop and you'll just get hit. It's like the fuck? Like I didn't even have time to know when to dodge. I just
yeah.
got hit.
So that is kind of a big problem with the combat is it is a lot of rolling, especially when you're in a big crowd of people, and it's just like there are a lot of shields around you, or like you're fighting a fucking captain that's just Just
Yeah, he's got like you can't vault him, you
yeah,
can't like, do the normal things.
the vault breaker is fucking. We'll get into that. We'll get into
Yeah,
that.
it's a rough system, and it's really hard in Act One just because you're bare bones. So playing on like Brutal and Gravewalker was way harder in Act One. I feel like. Banana said it did kind of get easier once you kind of get buffed up with skill points and equipment.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I kind of switched off. I think you should play Brutal if you want to have a good time because getting like the finishers and stuff is a lot better. It's more fun.
Oh yeah,
But when
brutal's
I was trying to get
satisfying.
footage, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
the
like I
footage.
just kept dying, so
Getting
I'd be like,
footage
oh, I
is
have to edit this
pain
out
for this
now.
game. I don't know. I did.
At
I
the
don't
beginning,
record. I don't have much storage on my PC, but he has a lot, so he's a recorder. Apparently, getting footage for the game was hell.
like I would just die on a mission like twice, and I'm just thinking like, God damn it, I have to cut both of those out later. And I would be getting like 3 hours of footage, so I have to go through it all, cut out all the deaths. So I switched to normal Act Two. And yeah, I think we can just jump into Act Two. I think we're good on Act One. Not a lot to it. It's pretty
Yeah,
simple,
Act Two
teaching you the
is that
basics.
when you go to like the island or whatever?
Yeah, so Act Two is when you get the ring.
Yeah, Act Two is when you get the ring and stuff.
Shelob gives it to you. She finally puts you on the right path and basically is like, go get Sauron because you save her. She's attacked by orcs because when Sauron gets the Pulatar, it allows him to see basically where the ring is. He knows there's a new ring of power.
Yeah.
So he sends them. She gives it to you. It's a really cool scene. It's just like they do dramatic scenes very well. It's cool to watch. I'd honestly watch a lot of the cutscenes. Some of them are boring. I would skip some of them at the beginning, to be honest, but I liked a lot of them.
Um,
And then it just hops in. You have the
the
ring
cutscenes
power.
do explain a lot. You know, they they explain
Some
so much.
yeah, some of them will be a couple minutes.
Yeah, the cutscenes are long in this game. That is something to note.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. And they're done pretty well too. Good acting, like voice acting and stuff.
So the main plot point though, when Talion gets the ring back, if you don't know, that's the main uh what is it, the main character's name? Yeah,
Yeah, Italian.
Talion is and what's his bro's name? So how do you
Celebrimbor,
I don't know how to say
the
that name.
Wraith.
Yeah, you know they're together, and when he gets the ring back, he can dominate orcs and start building his army.
Yeah, and that basically gets into like the meat and potatoes of Shadow of War. They add a new mechanic that furthers domination. Why you want to do it, and it's sieges. Sieges are sick. I enjoy them. I think it's hard not to if you like the games. Like they're just fun. You basically just dominate them, and there's like the war chiefs, and then there's a new tier above the war chiefs called the overlords, and the overlords are the captains of the sieges. So how it plays out is you fight to get all your captains, as many as you want, and then you do a siege, and you can assign, I think it's 5 commanders to your siege, but your first one you can do like 2 unless you're like super over leveled, because you unlock them level wise, and you just unlock them using this currency that's pretty well, it's not a problem because you just get so much of it.
Yeah. Wow, the currency in this
Yeah.
game is yeah, that is a big flawed part.
Well, you haven't seen how you can spend it. You can spend it to do a lot of things to basically circumvent a lot of the grinding, but it's like you can spend like 20k on something, but yeah, I had like 50k on one thing, and I just dropped a bunch on sieges to kind of boost it.
Yeah.
Because you unlock the spots, you put a commander to it, and then you can give the commander like a siege buff. So he will spawn with people with shields, or he'll spawn with a Graug, or he'll spawn with Karagons, or the siege machines, which are sick as fuck, or like Ologs, that's what they're called, right? So you
Yeah,
can kind of
logs are
give,
the big guys, yeah.
yeah. So you can basically give them to spawn with certain things, and then you raid the castle, like you use certain things to
Yeah,
break down the
it's
walls or
literally
blow
like
up
the
the gate.
movies.
Yeah, yeah, just like the 2 towers.
That's crazy, yeah. If
And
you
you basically just capture points in it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll have the gameplay up right now, sieges and whatnot. Um or maybe not. I don't know. But you'll
I'll put one in definitely.
yeah, but the sieges, I mean, you'll see in the video, they're fucking sick. They're
Yeah,
actually just awesome.
depending on the level, there'll be like a certain amount of capture points. The first one, which I'll probably include, because you really only do like one or two in Act Two, and you basically just go for a point A, you capture point A, you just be on it long enough, or your team's on it long enough, and then you capture point B, and then you enter a room. You just go up, open the doors, and you fight the Overlord.
Yeah.
It's a little silly though, because in the first one, you open the door, go to fight the Overlord, and then Ratbag shows up. He's back. We love Ratbag.
Oh my
And
god, dude.
see, you don't have to fight the Overlord, which is, I don't know. I wish you fought the Overlord and then Ratbag revealed himself, like when you're about to kill him. Because, like, it's so anticlimactic. It's your first siege. You're like, let's fucking go. We're taking the capital. And then fucking Ratbag is there.
But it's hype, dude. No,
It
listen,
is hype. It is hype.
fucking, if you remember Ratbag, like we love Ratbag, dude. Come on, you
You're
can't
right.
hate on
You're
him.
right. Yeah.
He earned his way to the top,
Ratbag.
fair and square.
Yeah, because it's true. Because Ratbag basically, we thought he died in Shadow of Mordor because he gets like clapped by the Black Hand. But he appears here, and like the new Ratbag was
Got
this big old
clapped by the
tank.
backhand.
He did. Gets whacked by a hammer.
True.
Yeah, because and I thought he was gone because they introduced like a new org character. He's like a big tank named Bruise who basically like helps you out and everything.
Yeah, Bruce.
Love it.
If you don't know, he's literally the Ratbag replacement. He's like
But he's
side
stupid
character
as fuck.
tutorial guy, you know.
Yeah. And he teaches you about like the fighting pits, which are dog shit, and just general stuff like sieging. He goes with you on your first siege, so
Just
it's
like
cool.
how the army works in general, and
Oh
the
yeah,
more
it's
in-depth
he's
system of how the army works, because the whole siege system is completely new. You know.
and he says things that'll make you smile. It's cool.
Yeah, he can show up out of nowhere now and talk for really long. Um, we'll talk about the. Is that a thing we have on here? Hold on real quick.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. So yeah, then you basically when you take it over, you just assign your own overlord of it, and then they control it. Because you can also do siege defenses, but that's more like farther in the game, not really Act Two. And then you just need to clean up more of the story. You do some stuff with Golem, go around, find new characters, just work on stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, what else do we kind of hit?
Do you want to go into just like how the shit was different?
We could talk about like the fighting pit.
The fighting
Um,
pit.
yeah, the fighting pits. They're pretty god awful. It's basically where you can send your commanders to level up, but you have to watch the fight. You don't get to fight, and you can't control it. So you just sit there watching them fight. It looks janky. It doesn't really make sense. Like, I sent it over to somebody. He was like 10 levels higher than the other guy, but he lost. It's kind of just like, uh, like, what's the point of this? And when you lose, they just die. Like, they're gone. So then you have
Really?
to brand someone else. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't get them back.
See, that is something that is weak about this game is when they do the leveling up system. If you're in the boat I'm in, because I'm playing on brutal, I guess it's just you're just kind of over leveled, and it's
Well, no, I think it's more you haven't, like, you're not going after the main story like I did. I
yeah.
think you've been doing a lot of side stuff.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of side stuff because I want to make sure I kind of get the true ending. Like, I want to get, like, all this stuff. I know that.
As long as you do it before you go into Act 3, you're fine. Just do whatever until Act 3. Just make sure you don't do Act 3 until you've done all the side quests, because it will change everything.
Oh,
I don't think you can do them, which is kind of weird, but I understand why. It makes sense after you play it.
huh.
because there's side plots. There's this one like forest person, which I think this is a boring ass side plot, except the fact
Yes.
that you get to fight a Balrog, which is crazy.
Uh,
The Balrog goes crazy, brother. That's like the most iconic Lord of the Rings scene, you know, the "You shall not pass," and then he drops the Balrog into the abyss.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh! And you're coming over. When I move, you're coming over. So, like,
Something I said, I think, in the first episode is I bought this game. I didn't have any idea it was Lord of the Rings. Well, this game isn't Lord of the
no,
Rings specifically, but same canon, like same.
yeah, it does tie in at the end. But yeah, the Balrog is like legendary. It's crazy. So they
Yeah, no,
like,
I see it. It's crazy, yeah.
yeah, I think they say it in the game, like they hype it up, which is funny.
Yeah, I remember seeing it at the beginning, like where they show like all the cutscenes, like how the game's gonna be and
Hmm.
shit. They show the Balrog.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you just beat the Balrog and you're only like halfway done with, I think it's Karnan, halfway done with Karnan things, and it's like kind of boring.
Yeah, you're gonna
Um,
have to take over for explaining like Act 3, but we're not really. Are we not talking about that
we're
or no?
we're doing that next episode.
Yeah.
But Act Two is just very long, and it's kind of weirdly done. I looked up how we would split it up, and I didn't really understand. I just was like, oh, there's 4 acts. Okay, we'll split it up. But I think it would have been better to split it up a little shorter, because Act Two is so long. There's another side plot with Bruce. Bruce actually ends up betraying you. Um, you take over, you siege, and you take over a kingdom, and then he stabs you in the back. So you have to go on all these quests to basically make an example out of Bruce. um, you end up like you chase him down. Ratbag helps you track him down because he's the homie. Like
Rat
he's gotta help you get
bag.
back at the guy who tried to replace him. You know, no one can replace Ratbag.
Oh god.
So you do all these kind of quests to find Bruce, and then you find him eventually, and you shame him. You do this mega shame on him. There's like an
Like a
upgraded
mega
version you
shame
unlock.
cutscene.
Yeah, because you can do shame, but then there's like when you beat Bruce and shame him, you get like an upgraded shame
Yeah.
that can make them deranged.
Do. All right. Yeah. So
It's funny because when you shame him,
we
he like
should
gets a new name and
we should
everything.
talk
He
about
loses
how
his
the
mind.
domination system is very different from Shadow of Mordor and stuff.
Not really. You just dominate them on your side. There's things that can happen, but
Well,
the system's the same.
so
I think.
yeah, but there's levels to the captains, and you cannot really get them on your side if they're iron-willed, which just is a special thing that they have. If they have
It's
that,
just
you either have to
fucking
kill
stupid
them
as
or
hell.
shame them. I don't know. But
Yeah.
there's a shaming system in the game for captains who are like a higher level than you are. So if you run into a captain that's like level, I don't know, 40 or something, and you're like a level 35, and so you cannot get that captain on your side.
Yeah.
But you can shame him over and over again and bring his level down enough where he's below you, or I think if he's level 35, I think you could recruit him. And
Yeah, and shaming, it like, I don't even know how many levels it takes down because I swear it differs.
yeah, I don't know the mechanic. I've never really used it. There's no need for me to use it. I've never ran into a captain that's
Over leveled motherfuckers be like,
bro.
I would be like level 20s, seeing like level 40s, and I'm like,
Well,
great, I just have to kill him.
man, Brutal does something to a motherfucker. Well, Gravewalker will do something to a motherfucker. Don't play.
Like, I'm go crazy.
Yeah, that'll make you go crazy. If you play this game on Gravewalker, do the whole thing. I have full respect for you.
I would, truthfully. And you didn't die like Elden Ring levels of death.
That's just sweat. Like that's like
True.
the smelliest person on the planet. Worse than that Smash
Okay,
Bros.
brother.
tournament.
Brother, come. Well, there go all the viewers.
What are you talking about now? There's no Gravewalker players. That doesn't exist.
True. Who plays Shadow of War to play Gravewalker?
Exactly.
It's a different time of like insanity.
Yeah. What else? What else did we talk about?
So yeah, the levels are different. Um, so we hit Bruce Carnan. That's basically this. It's really the story of Act One, and it basically Act One or sorry, Act Two is gonna end with you preparing to fight Sauron to basically end the story.
Yeah, to
So
kill him,
the
man. To get rid of him.
yeah, and you meet a new character. She has like the special light of Gabriella power. I don't know. I don't know too much about it because there's like a whole DLC that probably explains it, but I haven't played that yet. But she's cool. She doesn't really get fleshed out in this game, which I guess is why they did a DLC. But yeah, she's kind of powerful too, and she kind of starts helping you do these things, like facing Nazguls and everything.
Yeah. She's pretty
Yeah,
much like kind of like the opposite of Italian, you know. She's just the girl, badass girl character, you know.
yeah, pretty much. I don't.
But I actually
Yeah,
like
she
her
doesn't
character. She's not fucking annoying, and she can.
like Torvin, like Torvin.
Well, no,
Fuck that
Torvin
guy.
is alright.
Eric.
He's a homie though.
No, we hate hunting quests.
True, true.
No
20
hunting quests in
missions
this
and
game.
four of
Please
them
play.
are hunting quests.
There's none in this one, guys. It's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that is something good we can say. Definitely the hunting quests in this game, like, or not the hunting quests. Holy fuck, I just lost it. All the quests in this game are
It's
actually
Chover.
not that bad. Like
No.
they're kind of the same format as Shadow of Mordor, where like this game feels like just open world. Like if you ever play like
It's like
Assassin's
mega
Creed,
expansion.
yeah, like where you just go to missions and the missions give you tasks and you do them, and then once the task is over, mission is done. You know, you get your
Yeah, there's usually
rewards and
like
you.
a final fight at every single end.
But in Shadow of War, there's so much extra stuff to do, in my opinion. Like, I don't feel like the main missions are really like bad at all, and they're
No.
actually pretty cool because the side characters, like what's that one dude's name? I can't think of his name. Can you help me
Oh,
out?
I think I know who you're talking about. Is it the one with the DLC?
Yeah,
Let me look it up real quick.
anyways,
But yeah, but it's
this
and they even make some things better. Like the following quests, like if you sprint, the character will sprint with you.
yes, it's great.
That doesn't sound like a
Um,
big deal, but in
Gollum
Shadow of
makes a
Mordor, they went at their
return.
own pace.
Yeah, we should mention that Gollum. He makes a return. He plays a role in like what one mission I think.
I think he is two. I think he
Like
is two. I think I remember that because I was editing the footage
two
earlier.
missions, and I don't mind those missions because pretty much he just Gollum is fucking defenseless, so you have to take out all the orcs to defend you. So, but
True.
he runs as fast as you run. It's great.
Yeah, and if you walk, he'll walk, but they don't just move at their own pace, luckily.
Yeah, then
Okay, the guy's name is Baranor.
oh, I was not expecting that. Thought it started with a C.
No, that's Celebrimbor,
So Celebrimbor.
the OG.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
he's really
Baramor,
good.
he's cool. He doesn't. He's like the badass human. Like he doesn't have any powers. He just leads. He's cool.
Yeah, he is like the leader of the city. I don't think
Yeah,
he's the leader of the city.
he's like a leader of like the rebels, I would say.
Ah, but what is that guy who betrays the city?
Oh, that's I have no idea. He's not. He's only in like half of the first act. He's not really important.
Yeah, he really isn't important.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He
Fuck
betrayed.
So
He
he
betrayed the
kind of
city.
just betrays him by giving he like hands an orc something in a cutscene. I don't know if you have that on recording, but you should definitely show that.
Well, yeah, we already hit that. He basically, like I said, he traded the Pilotar, whatever it is, for his daughter's life, and that's just kind of goofy because that gave Sauron the ability to know there was a ring of power.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So Do you want to get into the bad?
Yeah. Yeah. Worst part, why can you skip the story animations, but you can't skip orc animations and like these cinematic but not like story animations? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes, it is. It is true. Um,
Some orcs will have like they'll say like three sentences in their
so a
introduction.
lot of the reviews for the game really praise the orc system, and I like the orc system a lot too. If you remember from Shadow of Mordor, if you listen to episode one or played the game, you would know the orcs were fleshed out. They had a voice lines to them, but typically you would hear them repeated when you were like further into the game. So it wasn't super expanded on, but in this game,
Mm.
I haven't heard a single orc say something the same, really. It's all
Yes,
been different.
there's
There's
crazy.
so
My
many personalities the orcs can have. It's crazy.
my biggest example, I told Banana this, was I had an orc, I branded him, dominated him. He's on my team. We did a siege. He died. He ambushes me later, and he's like, why did you leave me to die? Like I was like, fuck, I
Y-
did leave this guy to die.
Yeah, they
And
remember,
then
dude. They
yeah,
remember everything too,
and
dude.
if they do that, you can't dominate them. They get iron will after they betray you like that. So I killed him, and like when I hit the final blow, it does like a little animation, and it's like, like how he goes like, how could I be so dumb
Yeah,
fighting the only person that could actually kill me? And I just cut his head off, and I was like, fuck, that's
yeah.
deep.
That is deep, bro. You betrayed, bro. You
He
actually.
betrayed me. I was
Nah,
just,
you left him to
the siege
die
is a siege.
though.
No, no,
Nah,
no.
that's like Batman Red Hood, dude. Come on. This
Goofy reference.
goofiest reference of all time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but and then
the
there's like the funny ones, like the mindless orcs that just go
yeah.
like ah.
Yeah, the orcs have so many different voice lines. They have so many different outfits they can have on. Some of them look like fucking pirates,
Yeah.
and I think that's awesome.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Then
some of
there's
them
tanks.
sing, and I think that's kind of weird. Yeah, some are like
Yeah, the one
tanks.
that has like the instrument.
Yeah, some are tanks. Some of the captains
Like
can
some are
also be
Ologs.
Ologs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
The
cool.
Ologs also have the different personalities. Yeah, it's all really cool, but definitely the biggest flaw, in my opinion, is the fact that some of them can literally talk for uh like 30 seconds to a minute. It is crazy.
And I noticed it becomes a problem when the world around is still moving because they would start talking and like one of the commanders would retreat, for instance, and like they would talk and then I'd get caught in another one talking and then another one talking, and the guy that fled was gone. He like escaped. And I was like, I'm
Yeah.
stuck in an animation. I can't chase this guy down to brand him. I just lose.
Yes, I actually agree that that
It didn't
happens.
happen a lot, but it happened like twice, and I was really annoyed because like I just wanted to dominate this one guy, but the animation stopped me from doing that, and the guy fled during those animations that I couldn't skip.
Yeah, they could be so long when other captains show up there. They start talking to you immediately after, and it's like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, like you'll literally be like three
It
back to back to back.
interrupts the flow of the game so much, and like it's cool at first, but then it gets old after a couple hours of
See,
playing.
I
You
don't I
played.
don't think of it like that. I think it's cool, but when I'm trying to do something, I would like the option to just skip some of them. Like
So, how many hours do you have on the game, real quick? Can you check that?
like 30.
Yeah, I have 20. After that long, the fucking orc animations, it's just like it's not like you want to skip everyone, but after if they're gonna talk after two sentences, I'm skipping it. Just
Yeah, no,
can't
it's fair.
can't listen
Especially
to all
like
that.
if you've never seen the orc, he's not really gonna say much. But like if he's killed you, I'll always watch it. If you killed him, I'll always watch it.
Oh yeah, if you
It's
if you
really
have a
cool.
relationship, they do. It gets deep, man.
And like some of them, their names kind of entail what they're gonna say. Like they'll be like, literally like dwarf hater.
Yeah,
Like I'm not
yeah,
kidding.
yeah. Some of their names are not
Yeah,
like the
it's
names
funny.
from Shadow of Mordor it'd be like Drog the Eater, or
Yeah.
like crack, crack the killer. Yeah, crack does kill.
Yeah, just like something that makes sense. But these will be like Erzar, the dwarf hater, and then bro will be like, "I bet the dwarfs made that for you. The dwarfs are evil." Like bro will go into like this conspiracy theory, and it's so funny. I
Goddamn.
love it.
Hold on real quick. Can we take a piss break?
You already win.
You gotta cut this out.
You win before, bro.
Nah, I have to pee so bad it's gonna
People go.
interfere with the
Didn't you go
podcast.
before?
Yeah,
Didn't you go before?
I did. I pissed
It's
for
fucked
a
up.
hot
All
minute
right, all
too.
right. We'll be right back, boys. We gotta get a piss break.
All right.
All right. Well, done pissing. So back to Shadow of War.
Yeah, much needed. Much
Yeah.
needed.
So commanders, they're fun, but they do have some flaws. It's kind of an easy fix, but it's a good game. So I
Yeah, good
didn't.
game.
Yeah. You had another flaw you had with the game.
So the skill tree, the skill tree in the game is it's really fucking big. There's so many skills to unlock with the little mini skills you can get. There's either two or three, and but there's three in most of them. Some of them have only two in them, but there's still a side upgrade to get for every single upgrade in the game, and it just feels like it takes forever to get. And some of the skills are you have to buy or just feel fucking useless.
Yeah.
And the grind in this game is so damn long. I don't really mind the side quests.
Okay, I wouldn't
Um,
say it's long. I just say it can be like tedious because like a long grind is like some of those newer Assassin's Creed games where it's like 50 hours. But like we're only playing like 20 hours. So like
yeah,
don't
we're
be
not playing that
discouraged when we
long.
say that. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's really it's not a terrible grind, but it's just when you add in collecting gems and stuff, like it's like you
Well,
know.
I just don't know, like the game wouldn't feel really full without it. Like what would you be playing for then? Just to do sieges? Like, you have to have a reason. Like there's sets in this game of weapons. There's weapons that they each have abilities, and then there's legendary gear that has like a set bonus. So if you get 2 of 2 in your set or you get 4 of 4, you get a bonus there. So I actually really liked grinding for those. I grinded before I did the Act 3. I remember I was grinding in Act 2 to just get a good set going so I could just play and have more fun. Like one of the
Yeah.
best sets I got was the Outlaw set. At 2 of 2, you had a 25% chance every single hit to either inflict flame, frost, poison, or cursed, and that's crazy. You're just hitting like a lot of different people with elements because the elements are sick. So like I don't really see the grind problem, but I get if it's just not your thing. Sure. The way they
Um,
expand out equipment like that is pretty nice. I actually this might be controversial, Banana. You might have some gripes with me. But I was actually using the Q quick throw daggers
Holy shit.
because on them you can get
It's one
it,
of the most useless mechanics in the game.
but on them you could get it to where they inflict
I
element.
yeah, I know what you're talking about for the upgrades for it though. There is an upgrade. I can go
Yeah,
look
there
at
was
that
a
right
buff that
now.
every
Oh,
30 seconds you would inflict one, and you just get the one where he throws 3, so you could just throw it at something and just get poison, cursed, freeze, fire, and just wreck them.
yeah. So you could throw them and they could do critical strikes,
So I never
which I
did.
think just means kill them. I think or
No,
like
you can do a
actually
crit to
inflict
do more
damage.
damage.
And then you can throw them rapidly
Yeah, I
with
didn't.
another upgrade,
I
or
did
you
the
can throw a
3.
bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can throw a bunch.
because then I
That
think they all
one
prompt.
does look the best. And that goes into the other thing about the skill tree is how a lot of the little mini upgrades are just some of them are just genuinely objectively better like um in this one where you can counter whenever you're doing a ground execution like that is just objectively better than the
Yeah,
other
because
ones.
that's very annoying. Or like the mounting one, like you can summon a Karagor, or you could summon a Graug, or you could summon a Drake. Like, who's gonna want a
What? Yeah,
Karagor when you could have a Draug or a Drake?
Yeah, well, who's gonna want to grog when you could straight up just have a dragon? Like,
Yeah, a
come
Drake
on,
is a
dude.
dragon in this game,
Yeah,
and it's
Drake is
sick
a
as fuck.
dragon for people who don't understand that. It's like literally just a fire-breathing
And
fucking
you can mount it, and you can
what
fly it.
talons, picks
Yes.
people up type shit, like full on,
Breathes fire,
like
shoots
the scariest kind of
fireballs.
dragon you can imagine. Yes.
Well, no, it's not that big. It's pretty small.
Um, that's like the most terrifying kind of dragon. If that was real, I'd be fucking terrified. But
Yeah, I guess
dude,
because they're like the Velociraptor of dragons,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
really agile and shit. But it's fun. But like I didn't ever buy the Karagor one because I saw you could get a Drake, and I was like, well, I'm not spending a skill point just to like never use it again after I get the Drake. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, I don't know. I wish you could just like you have to get it, but then you have to like upgrade it to get the next tier instead of like just being like, well, I'm just not gonna spend my skill point. You know,
Yeah, then that is very annoying.
like oh, you have to buy
That
the Karagor one to upgrade it to the Graug. That would make more sense. But instead, you just be like, yeah, I'll just wait. Okay.
yeah, a lot of times I ended up waiting, procrastinating, buying certain skills. Also in the range skills, it's just like there's there's not many like there's not many skills you're excited to go for in this game. A lot of the skills are at the either very end, so it just feels like a kind of a dumb grind when you're buying skills like free spin
Yeah.
or
And also
poison
like
tendril.
where I'm at
Like
currently in the game,
don't do that.
I don't even want to put the skills on because I already have the ones I want. So it's like there's no reason to get better ones because I have like all the good ones I want. So whenever I get one, I just throw it randomly and then I just repick the mini one I already had. So
What about like for your inventory though? Do you wear different like armor sets?
yeah, I use three different sets, so I get the 2 of 2 bonuses 3 times. I use the Bright Lord, which you get in a very cool way. I get the Outlaw, and I think it's the Feral set.
What kind of swords do you have? Because I think that's like the coolest part is the sword.
My sword it was like level 16 for the longest time because I couldn't find a Feral Orc to brand.
Ugh.
I had to go
Well,
out of my way.
I uh, I finally found a marauder, or like a yeah marauder to brand. Is
Yeah.
that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, because in this, to unlock some of the
because it's
abilities,
called
you
the
have to
Raider
brand.
sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Raider
To
sword, and I
upgrade
finally
like
got that
special
and I
gear,
upgraded
you
it.
can't just spend money. You have to do the challenge and then spend money. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, with the legendary gear, what specifically you have to find the orc that's specifically part of the tribe associated with that set, and then you have to brand them
And then
and stuff.
depending on the tier, you have to get the level up. So like if you want to get it to level 20, you have to brand a level 20 to get it to level 40, and to get it to level 60, level 60. So it's a like a decently simple way to do it. Which is why I enjoyed it. It's basically like over like complicated runes, but like still simple enough to understand without much thought.
They're so easy to understand because you just like you can also. Did you mention how you can destroy them?
Yeah, just sell them.
Yeah, like so most of them you're gonna end up destroying, but some of them every now and then you get where
Yeah.
it's like the legendary set one, or maybe you get an epic one that's like actually a high level. It's like wow, okay,
Yeah,
I'll
it's
consider wearing
nice.
it.
Like I'll just keep it for
I
now.
was wearing like the blood, like oh yeah. Also from Shadow of Mordor, the only three runes from Shadow of Mordor was your sword, bow, and your dagger.
Yeah.
And now they added your armor, your so that's like your torso. That's just like actually all your armor, and then your cloak. Later into Act Two, they add the ring. You
Yeah,
get a
and
ring now.
armor does your max health. The cloak does your stealth, which we think it just means like you get like picked up slower. It doesn't really explain what stealth does, like the stat,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Well, what I'm pretty sure it does is it just slows down the time
Yeah,
like that they detect you. It's really basic, but
yeah,
I don't
because there's
know.
like a skill you get too that means you don't make any noise while you sprint. So like stealth doesn't really do that. So I don't know. But yeah, and then the ring does your focus. So like when you
Yeah,
upgrade these levels, you get higher focus, you get higher stealth, you get higher attack, you get higher attack, you get higher attack on your like bow, sword, dagger, and then your max health on your armor. So it's easy.
easy. Yep,
Yeah, I
it
mean
is
it's
easy.
really not complicated. And then the gems are like basically like kind of runes you put on them. They just kind of buff it. Like they're really simplified.
So yeah, the gems are, yeah, they're the same. They're a really basic mechanic to understand. I thought they were complicated. Pretty much how they work is there's five tiers of the gems. It starts off with like just a plain like there's three gems pretty much: warrior gem, life gem, and a wealth gem.
Damn,
And
he
they
knew
have
the
five
names.
tiers. Yeah, they have five tiers of like the quality. So basically, the most likely you're gonna get is just a plain like life gem, wealth gem, or what I said what is it, warrior gem,
Yeah, I
and
have no idea what the names are. I was
when you get
surprised you knew them.
and you
Nerd
get
ass.
once you get three of them, shut the fuck up. Once you get three of them, you can combine them and get the next tier. And the next tier is like the carved gem for all of them, and then after that it's the polished. So pretty much you just have to get three of them each time, and then you combine them and get the next tier.
Yeah, and each
Um,
gym does a different thing because, for instance, the red gym, the war gym, I think you called it, it gives you, let's say, 10% attack on your sword and bow and dagger, but like you can't get 10% attack on your body, so it gives you something else, and you can't get that. It gives you more defense, I think, on your armor, and then on the ring,
uh-huh.
it just gives you something else. So like
Yeah,
it's
the
like
ring is
different.
the rune. They're called weapon, armor, and rune
Mm.
upgrade.
Yeah, so I
So if
would
you put
always
it on
do.
your
Yeah, go ahead.
wait, what were you gonna say?
Like I
Uh,
did red on my sword, bow, dagger, and then I would do green, I think, on my armor for more health, and then I just did white for more XP on my cloak, and then white on the ring. I think it gave me more like follower damage. So depending on what you put it on, they actually do different things.
yeah, so the white ring is or the white gem is the wealth gem, and the green gem is the life gem, and the red gem is the warrior gem.
Yeah, and I got like all max gems like at the beginning of Act 2. I kind of just grinded for them, so I didn't have to worry about them.
Yeah, the and the gems like they each do something from on your sword, dagger, bow, and then do something different for your armor and cloak, and
I
then
just
do something
explained
different for the
that.
ring. Yeah, I know, but
No one's listening.
you don't have the
It's
you don't have the
Jover.
names
It's
down. You
Jover.
don't have the.
You're probably looking at it. I bet you have it open right now.
I am looking at it.
He
I,
cheated. He cheated. I actually thought you knew him off the top of your head. I was like, that's insane.
no, brother, no. I don't have that brain capacity.
Who couldn't tell me that
I
it's Celebrimbor, but he could name me all the fucking gems. Insanity.
no. I know his name. Sell him Brimboard, bro. He's a real one.
All right, cut to the beginning of the podcast. Some bro didn't know it. What's
Fucking
that
dude.
ghost guy's name that's been following us this whole fucking time?
No, it's not like that, dude. I just didn't. I don't know how to say the name. I see it, but I don't. It's Selim Brimboard, bro.
Sure, bro. Uh, yeah, I think it's pacing pretty well. The game is just to kind of get you there, teaches you a lot of things. I think it's going good. The first two acts are good. The first act is definitely worse. I think it's the worst act of the game just because it's introduction and like I don't know. We already played Shadow of Mordor, so we already know.
Yeah, sure. It's like whatever way. Just it's just tutorial, First
Yeah,
act.
and it kind of was just pissing me off because I was like I already know this. I already
Just
I
kind of
want
pissing me
this.
off.
I was there was one mission I died probably 10 times because like
Wow,
I
you're
was
bad
so
at the
under
game, dude.
leveled because it was the mission that you did later. It was the Nuzgul mission where you like fight the five at once. You had to do this
Yeah, so the
first. You had to hold the
Nuzguls.
gate first. And so
Yeah, the
you probably
Nuzguls
did
are
it
the
when you were supposed
Dragon
to.
Rider dudes, right? For people who don't know.
The ghosts things. The
Yeah,
go yeah. Yeah, they're like Sauron's minions basically.
yeah.
They're just kind of lame. None of their fights are fun. They're just stupid.
They're just stupid. True.
But yeah, that's really
Absolutely
it
true.
with what's going on in Act 1 and 2. Um, I'm super excited to talk about Act 3 for Banana to get there because it's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, we've been going for like an hour. Like we're like
We've been humming along. I think we are at an hour. I paused the recording when he went for piss break, so
yeah, yeah,
goofy bitch.
yeah.
But yeah,
Dude, but I pissed for a solid like 15 seconds. I'm not even
oh,
kidding.
that's
Like
it.
it was no like longer probably. Like
Okay,
it
like,
was
have you ever had
needed
like a
so
whole
bad. It
ass
was
like minute
needed.
piss? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you
Yes.
went to bed having to
Yes,
piss, and then you woke up having to piss.
like woke up, didn't even get to pee, went to like breakfast, and now you're like, "Oh god, I got to go."
No, my thing will be like, I'm in bed comfy, and I'm like, I'm not getting up to piss, so I'll wake up the next morning, busting for a piss.
I wake up every morning needing to pee
Yeah.
and like
Like, if I
it's
hold it the night before, I really gotta go. It goes crazy. And then I'll literally sit there, I'll piss for like a minute, get like lightheaded.
what the fuck?
It's the grind, bro.
Oh, because I know what you're talking about. You I gotta piss so bad. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
it's fucking be up in the morning. Have you ever
I got bro bricked up in the morning, fucking pissing
what?
like for a whole minute.
True. It's sad reality.
It's not sad reality.
I wish I didn't have to piss for a minute in the morning. It's boring.
Man, it's Saturday.
Yeah, it's
That's
Saturday.
crazy. I'm just saying, bro. It's Saturday. We're recording this on a Saturday, and it's 1:35.
I don't know what this has to do with anything. All
Well,
right.
we're getting pretty far in. I mean,
True, true,
we've talked
true.
about the game a lot.
Let's talk about our plan for next episode then.
Yeah, yeah. We
So,
could talk about our plans in general.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, sure. So right now while we're recording this, we haven't released the first episode. We're waiting to get one of Banana's friends. He's gonna work on the logo and the banner for us and everything. So we're getting that put together. We're trying. We have the concept down. We just kind of need a bit of a professional touch, you know.
yeah,
And yeah. And then what we're planning on doing next is we're gonna play a game called Shadow of Doubt. It's 3 Shadow games in a row, but this one does not have Talion in it. Shocker. Um, it's like a detective neo noir game that has these procedurally generated worlds that you basically solve crimes as a detective, and it's supposed to be really good. It's in beta, so we want to hit it now. So when it like does a full release, we can even talk about it more, talk about the changes they did. That'd be fun to do. And then we're going to up to part 2 probably after that because like there's still a bit of a grind to get through, and we don't want to like burn out on it, so we have bad things to say. So we want to kind of take a break on Shadow of War, do Shadow of Doubt, have some fun, and then just finish Shadow of War. That's going to be our next 2. It's going to be Shadow of Doubt 3,
yeah.
Shadow of War part 2 for the
After
4th episode.
after this episode, I'll definitely be sending Sam the logo. I have like a rough draft here.
Oh, he sent it
I'm
over? No,
looking
no,
at it.
send it now. Send it now. Have it live on the podcast. Let's talk about it. Hurry up.
This is kind of his idea thing, and it's a rough draft. Keep in mind, like
Does
we
it
can
look
always
good or
expand on it.
no?
He sent 2 of them. I
Okay.
think it looks actually kind of cool.
Okay, okay. Doesn't
We
sound
can
like it in
definitely
your
do something
voice.
with it.
Okay, send it over.
It doesn't sound like it in my voice because I don't know. I don't know. Shut the fuck up.
He's just unhappy,
Um,
guys.
yes, yes,
He
I'm
doesn't
so
like me,
unhappy.
and he's just stuck here with
I
me.
want to die.
It's Jover. I'm by
I'm
done.
by done. Oh god.
Hurry up! Why haven't you sent it yet?
Cause Discord is terrible.
True. Is it too
Uh,
big of a file?
no, I just have to hit browse photos. There we go. There we go.
Probably doesn't have folders in his hard drive. It's just all files.
It's on Instagram, man. So Like,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but he can like we can definitely change like the background. I don't really like how it's like a dark purple.
Yeah, and I don't like the first one, like the green people. That's kind of goofy. I like the just the drawn people.
Yeah, just the drawn people
Yeah,
like that.
and I think you could do it
Yeah,
differently. Like I'm wearing a hat, and then you're wearing like curly hair. You know, you could kind of do something like
yeah,
that. But yeah, I kind of like that double player, and then the one and the two. Obviously, just done better. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's good. Yeah, good work. Um, did you? Yeah. So logo should be coming soon, and basically when we get the logo, we're just gonna start uploading these. Our plan is 2 a week. We want to do like a big story game, like a Shadow of War, and then like a mini game, like just some indie game. Like Banana was talking about playing Celeste, and I was talking about playing like Hue, which was like a free game on Steam the other day. Just like short games, and we'll probably like watch a movie and then talk about it when we play those games as well, or just talk about some shit in life, you know, have some fun, and then have like these podcasts where we just focus on the game.
Yeah, but we want the podcast to be centered around like gaming,
Mm-hmm.
like, cause that's kind of the whole shtick. But definitely we're always gonna be personality though, cause that's
Well,
like,
we try.
well, yeah, but I don't want to be like a fucking numbing to watch, like, or
Like
just like
game theory.
everybody else, you know? Yeah, God,
Map that. Oh no!
uh,
Oh no!
start that shit.
Why Minecraft villagers breed?
Why Minecraft villagers breeding actually affects a real world population.
Oh no! Why Fortnite's world is actually a
What
U.S.
if Matt Pat
dystopia?
started getting like really conspiracy theorists, so started
He
going like
he
crazy?
is
No, no, but like I mean, like, you know how like
like
there's
there's
like
like evil Mr.
like
Beast, like
Alex
evil
Jones
MatPat.
is crazy. Like a lot of the things he says is actually just
Like he's
like
like
out of
EA is actually going into eugenics and they're funding it by pay to win schemes in
yeah,
FIFA.
yeah, things like that. Be like Bethesda, Microsoft actually is buying Bethesda because they're actually trying to get a big group of companies together to start a war.
No, they're buying Activision so they can make COD, so they can recruit players to their secret service organization to take over
I
the
don't think
world.
anything can buy Activision, dude. That company is so like I think that might be the biggest gaming company.
What do you mean? Microsoft literally put in a bid to buy it, but the UK like government stopped them. I think Activision was fine with it for Microsoft to buy them.
Activision's worth so much. Hold on real quick.
Yeah, well,
Um,
how much do you think Microsoft has, brother? They're breaded.
yeah, I know they actually bought Bethesda for like 7 billion. That's like the biggest purchase in
Yeah, I don't remember what they were gonna buy it on, but
Yeah, they have a net worth of $63 billion.
fuck, it's a lot.
Activision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. Games are they're big, especially when you just throw a lot of microtransactions in your games and call it a day.
Yeah, true. And especially when you just, promise, that, you're gonna make a new game for 2 years and it's gonna have like a campaign to it and a bunch of new stuff. And then you release it and it's pretty much the same damn thing. Only
Uh,
new two characters, no campaign. And then you go a year into the game's release and announce that it's not gonna have a campaign. That's great.
yeah,
Great,
I don't know what game
great
he's talking
game.
about.
But buy the battle pass though.
Buy the battle. Get the new hero, bro.
Yeah, dude, buy the
Get the
battle
healer, bro.
pass.
He's crazy.
Holy shit, dude.
Uh,
Oh my god.
yeah, bananas. If you know the game, you know.
Off the pill. Yeah.
He's really by done.
Yeah, I'm fucking Jover.
Yeah, but well, we're just gonna keep chilling out, realistically. I
We're
hope
gonna
to get
also
these
edit
done.
shorts down too.
Yeah,
I need to get
that's
to
Banana's job.
editing that. I haven't looked at the first episode, but I'm kind
Oh
of
my
assuming the
god.
first episode is gonna not have any funny moments to even write it down for short.
No, I think you should just edit down like critiques and shit. I don't really worry about it. The first episode, guys, was like our test episode. That's why we
Yeah,
played
that's a
Shadow of
pilot.
Mordor.
It's pilot.
We
Don't.
weren't good. My mic was cutting out. Banana didn't record his audio, so I used his Discord audio, so it cut out every now and then. It's rough. And OBS wasn't even recording right. I fixed that, but you probably won't see too much of it in this because I'm stupid. But
Yeah, well, we played Shadow of Mordor because we bought the game at the time. I bought the game because I'd heard about it, and I wanted to play it. And then when I bought it, Sam bought it, and he was like, "Fucking,
yeah,
I
we
just want
talked
to."
about that all that in that first episode. So if you're watching this one, you don't know us. Watch that one. It's gritty and it's horrid, but the game is
It's
fun.
yeah, it's gritty and it's hard, but you'll get us a view, and that's all we want from you. No, I'm
True.
just fucking.
Leave a comment
Yeah,
too,
true.
because
Yeah,
like
true.
I'll answer questions in the podcast if you leave a good comment.
Oh yeah, we'll reply
Let
to
me know
everything.
what you want us to play. Yeah,
Oh,
but anyway, you can find us on pretty much everywhere. Double Player Podcast or Pod or Double Player. Should just be Double Player Podcast though. Like Twitter,
so
you can
the
only make
yeah
your handle Double Player Pod because you have to be like under 15 characters. So fuck them. But
yeah, and this is on YouTube, but YouTube is well. Are we
well,
streaming this anywhere else?
yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube, Spotify, RSS. Let me check all the ones I had to send it out. I don't know if we're putting it up on Apple. I don't know what you have to do for put something on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, well, if you're actually listening on Spotify, that's crazy. For one, that's actually fucking insane. If you're listening on Spotify, just like that's a genuine, just thank you. But
True. I'm
two,
I'm a Spotify podcast consumer, bro. I was listening
yeah,
to the official podcast, The Surfs Up with Implement earlier. We love the official podcast boys.
yeah. Shout out PKA. We love PKA, dude.
I still need
You
to
need to
find
listen to
that one.
PKA. I've been telling you about that. I don't know why you don't listen to PKA, but
Here,
it's
let me
literally
pull it up right now.
FPS Russia, dude. Like
EKA podcast. Painkiller
painkiller
already.
already.
Found it. I think I were just talking about other podcasts.
They have so many episodes, man.
That's the
And they're
problem. I hate
fucking
that.
long. They're so long. No, they're good to listen to at like work though. They just make you laugh like so much. They
True.
just make me laugh, yeah.
That's really what I do with podcasts. If I'm just bored, I kind of just
Yeah, but if
replace music.
you're on Spotify, you can find us on YouTube at Double Player Podcast.
Yes, sir.
YouTube.com/Double Player
And I'm
Podcast.
pushing, looking where we can just throw this one real quick. Might not be able to find it in this one, but yeah, we'll definitely have it as many places as we can get it for you all, because I think it's important for you all to just kind of be able to get it wherever you can, really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then
Definitely.
hopefully that means we
Get
can
out to
get bigger.
everybody.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And that's really it. We'll probably put links in the description too, so you don't really have to search for us. Just drop down there, check it out. And yeah, we appreciate y'all.
All right.
All right. See y'all next time. Bye.
All right. See ya.